Hello,
Hey.
Robert. Welcome to the Nordic Data Science and Machine Learning Summit. It's a great pleasure having you with us. Actually, this is the second or the third time that you're joining,
It is.
and we want to thank you for that. So, it's the second annual this year of this summit. How do you see data science function growing since last year, let's say?
Well, the term has become a lot more well established. I think people are more accepting of different kinds of data scientists. Before, there was a lot of discussion of what a real data scientist was or what you had to know to be a data scientist. And I think now people accept that there can be different kinds of data scientists, and different companies need different kinds of skills in order to do data science. And so the field has definitely grown. And the expectations have grown also, the different kinds of things that data scientists are supposed to do and know and that kind of thing. And it's everything from very computer-related technical stuff to very mathematical stuff to a little softer explaining the reality of the numbers to business people stuff and everything in between there.
Yeah. So the theme of this summit of the day is from data first to artificial intelligence first.
Yes.
So, and AI is so much hyped. It's all about AI. Can you please share with us your opinion about the maturity of AI and what does this actually means for the companies? AI first.
Right.
What is it?
I think there's two useful ways of speaking about AI. It's going to become more clear in the coming years what it means, just like with data scientists. The more we use it, the less we have to define it that strictly. But if I were to define it two ways now, one is the technical hurdles that we have overcome now are quite significant. The things that AI can do in neural language, in natural language, in image recognition, and in pattern recognition, playing games and all sorts of stuff is really exploding right now. So we've passed the threshold where AI can do things now that just weren't possible a few years ago. Not in the sense of just accuracy, but real-time translation between languages that is actually usable. So it really enables new scenarios from a technical perspective. But the other thing that I think perhaps is more useful when you speak about AI is the way you can form a business around it. Because what we want the companies here today to do is not just to focus on what insight they can get from the data, but how can they use AI to provide a service that's valuable to their customers? Game companies, for example, could they use AI to do matchmaking so that a beginner player feels like they're joining a game that that isn't too difficult, so they don't die all the time? That kind of a service to a player is a useful service. And people are willing to pay for these useful services. So we were talking before about how many startups are going to come now. Half of those startups are going to be something that you're already doing plus AI. So something that you're doing in a smart way and delivering that as a service to the customers.
Okay, Robert, so three hypes: data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Can we differentiate between them?
Sure, for practical purposes, absolutely. I think, all right, so data science is the practice of making value out of data. Machine learning is a set of techniques that is beyond linear models, the type of statistics that you learned in economy class 20 years ago. And AI is this new generation of highly complex, most likely neural networks that you can use to do things like image detection, translation between languages, and finding complicated patterns.
Great. So we can.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so last year during the Data Innovation Summit, there was a discussion about the fact that data scientists are creating machine learning algorithms to replace them. So
to replace the data scientists?
Yes. So
okay.
how do you see the function of data scientists evolving, considering these trends actually?
Well, algorithms and technology in general has always replaced people. I don't know who's going to be the first to replace by what technology, but there is an interesting thing that I think perhaps people have overlooked. They think that the simplest jobs will be replaced first, and perhaps they will as well, helping at a cash register or something like that. But I think also the complicated jobs are going to be replaced as well. For instance, a doctor. The thing about a doctor is a doctor doesn't spend 100% of their time helping patients and doing what they're actually good at. They spend perhaps 80% of their time shuffling papers or administering things. What if a doctor could spend 100% of their time doing what they're actually really good at, and you could let an AI do some of the pre-screening and administration stuff? Or a lawyer, a lawyer making decisions on jurisprudence, that's very useful. But a lawyer looking up things in old books is not maybe the best use of time. Maybe an AI can look things up and present it to a lawyer. And what that means is that a lawyer would be so much more efficient, but also that 80% of the time that lawyers spend is not required. Or more specifically, 80% of lawyers are not required. So I think it's really going to affect everybody. But if anybody's in a good position, it would perhaps be software developers and data scientists. So I like to think, and not that it matters, but I think that perhaps we would be the last to be replaced. But we'll see.
Great. Robert, as always, it was a pleasure. Thank you for being with us and for your input on the summit.
Thank you.
Thanks.